Is this thing on? Hi, I'm Winter. Sorry for interrupting your battle report, but I thought I'd take this opportunity to remind you to smash that like button and hit subscribe if you haven't. And if you'd like to support me and get tons of extra content, then consider becoming a Tier 3 channel member, which unlocks all those extra video contents. And with Discord, Tier 2 is just the Discord. Tier 1, custom support badges, things like that. So become a Tier 3 channel member today to unlock all the good stuff. Happy wargaming. Does that work? I think that works. Welcome to my latest battle report. The boys are back in town. It's Orcs versus my Space Marine chapter, the 13th. So it's 2,000 points of Tempest of War. We've got this weird janky deployment, which is great with Chilling Rain. No additional special rules. And Taken Hold, which means it's 5, 10 and 15 on the primaries. So you get 5 points for controlling 1 objective, 5 points for controlling 2 objectives, and another 5 points if you control more objectives than your opponent. So what I try to do is spread out the objectives as far apart as I possibly can, because Orcs like to be really crumpy together. One right on this edge of the battle grid, and one all the way down on this edge of the battle grid, and one in the middle, where there'll be a massive fight. I'm bringing the 13th versus Orcs. It's a classic matchup. Space Marines versus Orcs. And the battle mat is from urbanmats.com. This is the Badlands one. This is my favourite mat. And all the other scenery that you see is old GW stuff or trees that I've picked up from various hobby shops through the years. Lots of trees all over the place, some minuses to hit if you shoot through it. FYI, this is one big ruin, and of course ruins completely block line of sight. So if there's something here, trying to shoot through the gap to something there, there's smoke and dust and stuff gigged up in the middle. So that's quite a nice large line of sight blocking terrain in the middle of the table. Quite like that one, plus loads of cover all over the place. And we welcome back Sullivan Gilbert. Say hi, Sullivan Gilbert.
Hi, Sullivan Gilbert.
Your Orcs are lovely.
Thank you.
What is it about Orcs?
The fact that you can just build things to your heart's content, and people will come along to you when they see it and go, what on earth is that? And you get a great conversation going. It's just a great, fun, social thing, and it really appeals to my 40k.
You build all sorts of weird contraptions.
Thank you.
You just said to me off camera that you've got a plan for a combine harvester.
Yep.
Or what's it going to turn into once you're done?
It's going to be a bone breaker.
It's going to be my bone breaker.
My October 22 project is old Britain's combine harvester from when I was a wee little Sullivan Gilbert, and that's going to turn into a big Orc wagon.
You have to send me some pictures when it's done.
They'll be on the DZ.
Yes, thank you. And well, let's take a look at these armies. This is bang on 2,000 points worth of Space Marines. It's a patrol, because that's all you need against filthy Orcs. I don't even need to drop a battalion down, and I haven't spent any CP on anything, which is glorious. I'm going to use the traits that I always use, which is Bolter Discipline and Master Artisan. So I reroll hit rolls of 1 with bolters, and I reroll a hit. And leading the charge is Brother Captain Sol Garrow in Terminator armor. He has the Burning Blade relic, so that's a beefed up power sword and iron resolve. That gets him up to 7 wounds with a 6 up shrug as well. The idea is he's going to join up with the Terminators and Honoured Brother Matthias, which is a venerable dreadnought, and jump inside that Storm Raven gunship over there with the melters, the Storm Strike missiles and the assault cannon. And that's over 700 points, lots of eggs in one basket. So I have put a Storm Talon gunship to provide close air support. That's his wingman. There's Maverick. There's Goose. No, sorry, because Goose is inside that. So that'll be Iceman. Then in the 2 drop pods, potentially, not sure, I've got 2 full units of 10 Marines. One squad's got Melter Combi Melter, the other squad's got Flamer Combi Flamer, and there's another squad of Space Marines running around on foot with the Sergeant with the Combi Melter. Also had a Heavy Bolter left over because of points. So 3 units of troops. At the back, a unit that I haven't brought for a very long time, Devastators with 3 las cannons. And then I needed more anti-tank, and they're cheap and they're fast, so 2 units of 3 multi-melter attack bikes. Essentially, when I put this list together, I was thinking about what haven't I brought for a while. I keep bringing the attack bikes because they're too good not to bring, but I hadn't brought the first one for a while, and I can't remember the last time I played with flyers, and I wanted to play with my flyers. If you bring flyers, you've got speed. So the thing I had to decision about adding was, do I bring bikes or do I bring drop pods? And then I thought, well, I brought bikes recently, so drop pods. So this is a very old school 4th, 5th edition list. Well, I say 4th, 5th edition list. There wasn't flyers then. So let's say 6th, 7th edition list. It's an older type of list. It should be fun to play, though. Lots of speed, lots of mobility, and lots of objectives secured. Let's go and have a look at the boys. Is this 2,000 points?
It's 1,998. I had to give you a little advantage.
Thank you. It's hard to hit 2,000 points with orcs because of all the stuff and things.
Yeah, lots of stuff and things.
But it is a battalion.
It's a battalion and a super heavy auxiliary.
And you bring in Death Skulls.
Death Skulls.
So Death Skulls do what again?
5 up against mortal wounds.
Yes.
All infantry, get obsec.
So everything on foot here, even the Mega Nobs, obsec.
Obsec.
Brilliant.
And a reroll to hit or wound for each unit every time they shoot or fight.
Because they're lucky blue gits.
Because we're lucky blue gits.
So my reroll to hit is because of my mastery of artisanship.
Well, you're lucky blue gits as well, aren't you?
Yeah. I'm lucky blue gits as well. So, big chunky thing. This is a Lord of War. This is an absolutely beautiful conversion. Costs a point to bring it. Tell us what it is.
It is the Orkuna Matata. It means no worries for the rest of your days. It's a problem-free philosophy, the Orkuna Matata, and it lends its name to the whole Blitz Brigade here, a part of Warhammer. And it's a bit of a homecoming today because mixing a bit of Disney with a bit of real-world history with a bit of 40k, the last steam train made in Britain was the Evening Star, forged in the beating heart of Swindon. And the core of that model is the boiler smoke box and fire grate from the Evening Star. So it's back home, except now it's pulsing with wire energy.
Because we're in Swindon.
Yeah.
Nice.
So there you go. It's got a Giga shooter, so it's got the little gun, right. Heavy 30. It's got a flamer and a twin big shooter, but I've modelled it as 2 separate ones for reasons.
30 shots.
30 shots.
Strength 6 minus 1, 1, 2 damage?
Strength 6 minus 2, 1 damage.
So it's more of a horde killer than a tank killer.
And it gets rid of some of the swinginess. I can pretty much rely on it to chuck out a decent amount of... Which is good. Because,
of course, orcs hit on 5s, but at 30 shots, you're bound to hit something.
And that hits on 4.
Does it?
At half range or less. And it's got a 40 range, so in under 2 feet. And most things tend to be when you're charging forwards at them. And it carries 12 boys as well. So... the Anthill mob probably will start off. It's absolutely beautiful. There.
So Anthill mob, unit of troops?
Yeah, just regular boys with a claw.
Okay, they're going to jump in there. Let's talk about your characters. Who we got here?
So we have Ednat Ernblad. He is a war boss on Warbike.
Yes.
His warlord trait is brutal but cunning. The one that anything that doesn't generate a wound goes back and it's a whole fresh attack.
Better at hitting stuff.
Better at hitting stuff. And his relic is Dakilla Claw. Better at hitting stuff.
Better at hitting stuff.
This is Penelope. He's a standard big mech. He's got, I've spent 2 CP. I've given him a warlord trait, hard as nails.
Right.
So he's +1 on your wound rolls. And he has the crushing armour. That crushing armour. Which is mortal wounds on the charge, 4 up invul, and +1 to his armour save.
Oh, cool. So he's made himself an artificer armour suit.
Yeah, and as we saw last time, he's in bits of old Road Trader Dreadnought, so that's Brilliant. Quite cool. Probably looted from the 13th. His legs are blue. You might want them back.
Can we have them back, please? Cut them off. What else we got?
We have got 3 units of boys. Well, so we've got the Anthill mob with a claw. There's 12 of them. There's 12 in this one with a saw. There's 10 here with a saw. We've got a little group of tank busters.
Tank busters, they're good.
With the most orky weapon of all, a rocket on a stick.
Yeah, someone charging forward and hitting a tank with a rocket on a stick is pretty orky.
And
I love it.
Yeah, and we've got a little bomb squig as well because, well, why not? Mortal wounds all round. Everybody loves that.
Okay.
Over here, some Mega Nobs. 2 with choppy kill saws, 1 with a shooter, 1 with a rocket.
Okay.
We've got some Nobs, who are for today going to be truck boys. So they are not Death Skulls, they are just truck boys, which means the truck can move, they can get out, they can move, they can charge.
Yeah, that's nice. And get out and charge after it moves.
3 claws, 3 choppers.
Okay.
A little unit of burners with a spanner with a custom Mega Blaster.
Right.
And one thing I've found with this list is it's easy to get it bottlenecked in a corner, which means that it's tough to get break out of deployment. So I've got a few jumpy dudes here as well who will start off in the air and give me the opportunity to, shape the battlefield a little bit more.
Jumpy dudes.
So,
Storm boys.
Storm boys with a claw at the front there. So there's 10 boys in the claw, so 11 total.
And then the vehicle.
In the vehicles, standard truck.
Standard truck.
Proper ramshackle. It fell apart when I put it in the box last night. I had to put it back together again. Gun wagon, which is probably one of the worst units in the codex, but I really like the idea. And it's got Dabooma.
Dabooma.
Which is a 2d6 blast, strength 8 -2, 2 damage, and a couple of shooters.
Nice.
We've talked about this, Jobby. This is a battle wagon.
Okay.
With Death Roller, 2 shooters, and I've spent the points to give it a 5-up invuln for Fortress.
Nice.
Because it just dies so quickly, and it's going to go straight at you.
So the battle wagon's open topped.
Battle wagon's open
so
top.
that's toughness 7.
Toughness 7.
But that one isn't.
That one's toughness 8.
So that one's toughness 8.
And that one's toughness 8.
And that one's toughness 8.
Yeah.
Ooh.
So we've got put some high toughness on the table.
Yeah.
And see where it goes.
Keep your boys safe.
Yeah. They're not very tough.
Okay.
You need a Hoover to get rid of them. Megatrack Scrapjet.
Yes.
Mortal wounds on the charge. Oh, this does mortal wounds on the charge as well. I forgot that.
Well,
With
it should.
Spiky ram on the front.
It should definitely do more wounds on the charge. Yep.
Steam Jump Dragster. That's what you named it last time it came, so the name has stuck.
Well, it's got steam.
It does.
A steam engine.
Yeah. And more steam engine, we have a Dakajet, which is made from a bit of a steam engine, the front end of a prototype Deltic, and just some bits, wings of an F-16. Bits I've printed off on my 3D printer, which was my new toy, so the engines came from a free STL on Cultist 3D or somewhere.
Brilliant.
I think actually, for Orks, if you enjoy doing this, getting a 3D printer, not to print your own minis, but just to print bits that you can stick on the things you want to make is actually quite cool.
Well, a big mech can never have too many bits.
You can never have too many bits. That's
so
true.
What's the plan with this army?
The plan is, I've not quite got the number of troops right. There's actually one unit can't start off in a vehicle, but the plan is everything starts off in vehicles. We rush at you, get out, and club you.
That's very Orky.
Yeah. Would you like to concede, sir?
No. Would you like to concede, sir?
No.
Right, let's go into deployment. And we're deployed. Big truck on this side with the anthill mob, a unit of boys ready to storm down towards this objective, and facing them is some attack bikes hidden away down there. The storm boys, of course, are hurtling through the sky, so they're in reserve. Flyer up here. Here's the big boss. He's in charge of this wire. And then truck, and that's what's inside. Battle wagon.
Megatrack.
That's the one, and the truck down here. Who's in this little truck?
That's got the truck boy knobs and the tank busters.
Nice. And facing them on this flank as well is also another unit of attack bikes on the right and left flank. I don't know if I brought enough melter. The Storm Raven is loaded up for bear. We've got the Devastators here and the unit of Tactical Marines on foot guarding the front of them. Both of the drop pods as well are hurtling down through orbit. So my footprint is tiny. The Orcs' footprint is massive. First turn here is going to be very important. If the Orcs get first turn, they'll get a lot of ball control straight away. And I'll have to dig my way out from in front of them, with the potential to drop in behind, of course. But if I get first turn, I might be able to pop a truck or two, maybe. Let's roll off to see who gets first turn. You ready?
Yeah.
After you, sir. Good luck. Is that a 6?
That is a 6.
Brilliant. And that's a 3. It's Orcs turn 1. Here are the orders bellowed out from the war boss, grind them down and assassinate a character. Both are going to be a little bit tricky, particularly as Solgaro is in that Storm Raven gunship. And raise a banner. Plant a totem on an objective in no man's land. Here we are after the Orcs movement phase. Big truck coming round this way, the Lord of War. It did kick out some of its occupants before it moved forward. It clambered up onto that objective and are staying back here with a steam jump dragster and the war boss. This did try and jump somewhere. You need a 4+ for it to teleport across the board somewhere, but no joy this turn. It looks like these attack bikes are going to attract a lot of firepower. Will any of it hit though? From the battle wagon in the middle, these guys were kicked out of that one and told to plant a totem there, so they have, and that's 5 points. And round this side, everything pushing forward, and you got truck boys here, so the truck could move forward, then they got out of it, and then they can charge. We're going to get some first turn charges and some crumping. What's that? That was absolutely fantastic. I might have to fade that down somewhat at the end. I don't know. That made my hair stand up.
You're welcome, sir.
Which means
you have the chance again to concede if you want to.
no conceding. It means you've got a 5+ invulnerable save now. And
I'm a speed war.
You're a speed war? What does that do?
Which means I have a little bit more shooty on my Daka guns. I haven't got many of those.
Yes.
But all of my vehicles get a -1 pip to their AP.
Brilliant.
Which are against the armour of Contented Mathingy-Bobby might be quite useful.
Okay. What's this thing called again?
Kill tank.
The kill tank firing through the trees would be hit on 4s, but back to 5s with all of its Daka. Here we go. Strength 6, toughness 5. 3s to wound.
I'll take my reroll.
Wounds. Oh, yeah. It's -3 because of the speed war, so I need 5 because of Armour of Contempt to make some of them, but that does kill 1 bike and cut 1 down to half wounds. Twin big shooter, 10 shots.
11 with the...
Oh, yeah.
I've taken my rerolls and they all just make a loud noise.
Lots of noise, which they like very much. There's more gunfire coming into them. Penelope on top of this open-top battle wagon is firing a Mega Blaster.
D3 shots.
Yes. For 2 shots. Hitting on 4s.
Mech.
Yeah, because it's a mech.
I'll take my reroll.
Yep. Oh. Rocket on a Meganob. Number D3 shots is 3 shots. Can one of these hit on 5s? Yes, they can.
Take my reroll here.
Nope. And these are strength 8. I am toughness 5 though, so 3s to wound. And it's AP -2?
Yeah, it is.
4 up save or death, because it is 3 damage. Death. Now I think I'll CP reroll that because there's not a lot more shot. Oh, I'll CP. Yes, yeah.
Whee! Shooters on the truck.
Sullivan Gilbert. It was at this point I realised you didn't move your flyer.
Oh!
It's all the way up there. Move your flyer.
I'll move my flyer.
Flyby on the bikers. But first, we've still got a few more shots.
So 2 big shooters,
Yes.
which are Daka 5,
Yes.
which become 6 with Speedwell.
Yes.
These are hitting on 5s.
Okay. Daka, Daka, Daka. Wounds on 4s.
Take my reroll.
Yes.
Oh,
AP -2 now?
-1 with Speedwell.
-1. This bike is down to 1 wind. And then the Daka Jet. Daka, Daka, Daka. Here's all the super shooter shots.
Say that quickly.
And it's a win on 3s. It's a super shooter.
My reroll.
Yes. And 7 4-up saves. That'll kill the injured bike and put 1 down to 3 wounds. Now that's it for all the Daka down this end. Attack bikes taking a hammering. Now we're coming on to the battle wagon. Firing Dabuma up into the sky. Number of shots though
2d6
is 8 shots. 5s to hit because of special stuff.
And I'll take my reroll.
Yes. How tough is Dabuma?
It's a 8.
Is it? So 3s to wound. Yes. 1 wound. AP.
AP -3
That'll damage it.
and 2.
2 damage. It's on 12 left. It's been so long. Then the Daka guns spraying up into the sky, hitting on 6s, and all the shots go wide. Next up, the scrap jet is firing up. Now, it is firing through trees and -6 to hit because the thing is basically a 6. You need 6s all round. The wing missile flies by.
Take the reroll here.
Okay.
Nope.
3d3 more shots come flashing out. That's good.
6.
And 2 of the hits.
Strength
Slam
8.
down. Yeah, 3s to wound. Oh. You haven't used command point yet. Are you thinking about it?
Oh, hashtag bonus. Oh, go on then. It's Christmas. Yay!
And I failed to save, and that's 3 damage. The Storm Raven is what? What?
Hashtag listen to Winters.
No, never.
Listen to
never.
Winters.
No, I'll lead you astray.
Then we've got the little guns.
The little guns. Right, the Grot can hit on 5s though. He's a better shot than the Orc because he's got more brains. Target acquired there. 6s to wound though.
2. AP -1 becomes
another wound. The Orc tries to follow suit. And
He tried.
He tried. After all the guns flashed up at the Storm Raven, putting it down to 8 wounds remaining, we had some shots round here into this unit of attack bikes, which didn't manage to cause any wounds.
I wouldn't say they were into them. They were in that vague direction.
Yeah, it just lots of trees died. And now this unit of Nops are going to charge. I'm in trouble, boys, so time to Overwatch. Starting with the multi-misses, hitting on 6s, and I can get to re-roll a hit. That's 2 hits. 3s to wound you, though, because you're big. Oh.
Command point?
Well, I've already spent a command point on a re-roll.
Oh, you have.
And then, these are all the bolter fire. 6s to hit, re-roll 1s, because bolter discipline, and all the shots go wide. These did definitely hit something, but you're too tough. And then you can charge. You can re-roll charges with there we go. That's what orcs do, and they're in. So we've got 3 power claws here, which is 9 attacks. Yeah, and you're hitting on 4s.
Reroll.
For orc power claws, they're strength 10. So you are wounding on 2s. And at AP -3, this could sting. That's 4 wounds. And they're -3s. So I do need 5s. I get 2 5s, but that does kill 1 attack bite outright. Then the choppers. Chop, chop, chop. Strength 5, T5. 4s to wound, and that's 5 wounds. 6 wounds. 3 up saves because of armor of contempt, and that will kill 1. So let's do a CP in the fight phase. To try and keep 1 alive.
Oh.
There's 2 bites wiped out. Then I fight back on 3s, and I wound on 5s, and I don't do any wounds. Now, interestingly enough, attack bites are leadership 8, and you killed 2. Or leadership 7, sorry, and you killed 2. So if I roll a 6, they
don't
flee.
roll a 6.
Don't roll a 6 on the left. No, don't roll a 6 on the right. We're good. And that's it for turn 1 for the orcs. They get 5 points for slamming a totem down in the middle of the battle grid, and more than that, they've hurt the attack bikes already, putting 1 in this squad, 1 in that squad, which means the amount of multi-melters coming back against this army and the amount of trucks in this army are all of a sudden a problem. I've got drop pods. They could potentially come in turn 1, but let's find out what the orders are from Solgaro. And here are the orders for the Space Marines. Take down the kill tank, the Orc Kuna Matata. Take 3 objectives and no retreat, no surrender. Don't fail morale or move off of objectives. Much thinking later, I've decided not to go for the bring it down target or drop something in over here. I could have dropped some pods in here and moved some flyers over and tried to crack it and maybe a charge. And that could have got battlefield supremacy. If I didn't crack it, it could have got it, bring it down if I did crack it. But then I'd have had a lot of units over here isolated. And the problem is, I've got a lot of orcs in my lines. I mean, there's how many boys inside this one?
12.
12 boys in that one. How many rocket boys in that one?
5.
5. So there's another 17 as well as the knobs down here. I've got plenty to deal with. So spend a CP on hit and run. So that biker could zip round and still fire. And the Terminators and Brother Captain Solgaro immediately disembarked from the Storm Raven gunship are going to go in against the knobs. The Dreadnought is still attached to the grav harness at the back of the Storm Raven. And I'm sorry, but I've done some cheeky shenanigans, move blocking and things. So we've put the 2 flyers here. And then there's a big crate there. So the truck is kind of stuck right now. But hopefully I kill the truck because a pod with a melter combi melter has come landing in. Of course, the 2 squads here, the Devastator Marines and the other tactical squad with the heavy bolter haven't moved because they can't move away from that objective due to no retreat, no surrender. So the plan is to try and shrink away some of the orc presence on this side of the battle grid. And then all of a sudden, instead of fighting normal, we'll be fighting lengthways. That's the plan. Combat squadded. Yeah, this squad is only firing at the battle wagon, so let's do that. Here is one of the melters, which hits. It'll wound on a 4, and it doesn't wound. Then the bolters fired in and didn't cause a wound. Now the second squad, now they've combat squadded. Combi melter hits and wounds. That's AP -4.
Straight through?
Straight through. D6 damage at this range for 3 damage. Then the bolters and the drop pod fired in and caused another wound, putting it down to 12 left. Now we're onto this attack bike here. The only thing it can see and shoot at is over there, but trees in the way. So this will be 4s to hit. And a miss, but I can re-roll a hit roll, and it does hit, and it doesn't wound. Bolters fired in, causing no wounds as well. So Storm Raven gunship time. All guns, even the assault cannon, fire from the sky. raining into the battle wagon. Multi-metals hit on 3s, and I can re-roll a hit, and they all hit. Now I just need 4 4s. Here we go. I get 3 4s. There's no saves.
No saves.
AP minus 5 right now, and each of these is D6 plus 2. So this is
6 plus.
adding 6 to this dice roll. Dead battle wagon. Does it go boom, boom, boom? No. I guess the boys are slightly disappointed that there wasn't a massive explosion. There are 12 inside, though. Do any get hit by the shrapnel as they try and clamber out?
No, they have all their shoelaces tied.
Wow, what that's an organised disembarkation. Melter missile assault cannon fire rains from the sky, turns that truck to slag, and the boys get out. Very organised.
Very.
Like what you said, they tied their shoelaces together. Must have got the grots to do it.
Oh, yeah.
Because they're a bit cleverer.
They're probably wearing grots on their feet, Frank.
Now, the thing is, they've just come piling out of the back of a strafing run by 2 flyers. So the Storm Talon is going to unload his assault cannon into them. But the Typhoon missile launcher on the Storm Cannon is going to fire back at that shock jump blaster over there. It's not a shock jump blaster.
Scrap jets.
That's the one. Here's the 2 missiles on 3s.
Ooh.
Strength 8 versus toughness.
6.
That many wounds, and it's AP minus 3 right now. Do you get a save?
No.
So if I command point that,
Then that would be bad
I
news for
could
the scrap jet.
potentially kill it, right? Or am I getting greedy? There's a multi-melter sat right there. I'm not going to command point it. Let's just see how much damage I do. That's really cocked. That's 6 anyway.
It was telling you.
It's on 2 wounds remaining. Ramshackle rule not kicking in because you reduce all damage by 1.
If it's strength 7 or less.
7 or less. And that was a strength 8 missile. Now we have 12 assault cannons. Sorry, twin assault cannons with 12 shots. This will wound you on 3s.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think you get a save.
Nope.
Because it's AP minus 2. 5 fall over. Now we're using the footprint of the ruin here. So this unit can't actually see, and this unit can't see through the smoking ruin. I mean, they're firing through vapor trails there, and my attack bike can't see. So that's all the firepower they're going to take.
They live.
So we're going to come across to this attack bike. Going to try and kill the this mega track. Yes, going to try and kill that. All the firepower coming in. 3s to hit with multi-melters, and I can re-roll a hit. And it'll wound on a 3, and it doesn't wound. So I'm going to command point that because at this range it does minimum 3 damage. So if I get a 3, it's a dead thing. I don't get a 3, it's not a dead thing. Bolters, reroll 1s because bolter discipline. 5s, doesn't wound. I suppose he saw his mates get ripped apart around him. He's a bit discombobulated. We're coming across to the Devastator squad, firing through trees down at that thing. So it's going to be 4s to hit, but with the signal, one of them will hit on a 3. So here's the 2 that hit on 4s. And here's the one that's hitting on a 3.
Ooh.
I think you're in trouble, Bob. Yes.
Ouchies.
That's a dead scrap jet. Please blow up right next to you, dude.
No.
Then there's a heavy bolter firing through a plethora of forest. Lots of things. 1 hit. I can reroll a hit roll. Yeah, 1 hit, 1 wound. And you fail to save. That is 2 damage, which becomes 1 damage because of Ramshackle. And then the last thing left to fire is the Fury of the Terminators. I'm not going to spend any CP here because I should be able to polish them off in close combat. I hit on 3s anyway, and I reroll 1s because bolter discipline, and I reroll a hit. So that's quite a lot of firepower. It is 5 to wound, however, because boys are tough. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Once I caught a fish life, and they get 4 up saves. Ooh, 2 of them bite the bullet. And then brother Captain Soul Garrow raises his storm bolter, and of course he hits all the times. And he doesn't wound though. Tough old hide. And now we charge.
Oh.
Are we 3 inches away? Dude, if you'd have taken the claw away, that would have been a... But I'm in. Right, you got Storm Boys. That are probably going to drop here and try and charge my captain. So he needs a charge. And he'll get in as well. And now we fight. Well, pile in the Terminators. And then we fight. Here we are after pile in. Terminators going first. Fury of the first. Stratagem. So I'm hitting on 3s. Rerolling 1s because captain nearby. And rerolling a hit. Now, I need 3s to wound you, but everyone that gets through will kill a boy.
The knob.
A knob. The knobs are dead.
The knobs are dead.
Sullivan Gilbert.
Yes, sir.
I've got some cheeky shenanigans I can do, because they move 3, not slowed by terrain, so I could put Terminators in cover. Solgaro could move 6, so long as I get closer to you. Let's do some measuring. After piling and then consolidating, we end up in the trees like that. You've got morale here. Do you want to burn CP or making sure they don't run, or do you not care?
I have quite a few CP.
You do.
So I will burn some.
Okay, so they're heroic. They're going to stand there.
Or foolish.
They are in an orky-rich environment. There's lots of targets for them to charge next turn. Now, at the end of that turn, I don't get any points, so it's 5 points to 0 for the Orcs. But if I don't fail a morale, it will be 5 points to me as well. And I've done something. There were many vehicles down here. Now there's one. They have got tank busters, though. They're damage 3 rockets. Mm-hmm. Terminators are 3 wounds.
And we've got a tank hammer.
Yes.
And it would be very heroic if we can get at him.
What, and punch Solgaro with a tank hammer?
He's there, yes.
He's there.
That would be the one.
Yeah. But part of my counter plan is coming into effect by making sure that the Orcs are mainly on this side of the battle grid. Of course, there's Storm Boys coming in. Who knows where they will land? But 5 points to 0 in favour of the Orcs right now. They will get 15 points at the start of turn 2 because there are more objectives than me. Let's find out what their Orky orders are in turn 2. Here are the orders for the Orcs, and they want to get nasty. Kill 3 things for overwhelming firepower with guns. Kill 3 things with choppers and stuff for blood and guts. An attempting target, I've tempted them with a target with an objective on the battle grid. Right, in the Orcs movement phase, the Orkuna Matata stays here,
no worries,
holding on to this objective, and flyers are never obscured by ruins or things with the wounds characteristics of 18 or more, so it can fire up in that general direction, along with some boys down here. And the truck, which is, it's got a couple of, it's still got the Meganobs in. Let's move around this way because there's a cheeky attack bike there you want to ram. Did you want to get the Meganobs out? Because you were in an hour in a long time.
No, I'll keep them in because they're in.
You keep them in because they're in. These boys planted a totem on that objective last turn, so they're staying there. Mm-hmm. They're probably rattling bones and eating some squid brains, having a lovely old time.
And the war boss shouted out to them, "Stay there, else I might get sniped."
Yeah. So he's moved around this way. So yeah, quite an orky presence down this side of the battle grid. The ones that got blown out of the vehicle last turn and are heroic have moved there. He's not there, he's underneath. It's just easier to put there so you guys can see. They've moved around this way, because look, I think this is like a 6 or 7 inch charge round that squad, round the base of the flyer. Talking about flyers, we have an Orc flyer zipping straight across the battle grid.
Which is eyeing up a charge, because aerial melee is a thing.
Flyers can fly into that, ram that. That is a thing that could happen. Tempting target-wise, I had to nominate an objective in No Man's Land. You're all over these 2 down here. So I had to nominate that one, which means your tank busters and the truck, they've already contesting it. So you've already got the tempting target, but you want to get rid of that attack bike, which meant that the Terminators weren't going to get tank busted. Maybe they are still going to get tank busted. But to deal with that problem, the Storm Boys jumped in here, 9 inches away from the Devastators, 9 inches away from the Terminators, and the Steam Jump Dragster also managed to teleport back here as well. So all of a sudden, there are Orcs in the 13th deployment zone, and there are Orcs in the middle of the battle grid, and there are Orcs swarming around all over here. My footprint is very small. The Orcs' footprint is very big, and now they're going to shoot lots and lots of Daka. Starting the shooting phase with Orkuna Matata, the kill tank. Hits at 4s at half range, hits at 5s at longer than half range, hitting on 6s against the Storm Raven gunship. Lead flies through the sky.
That could have been better.
Hits twice, and will wound on 5s. Yeah, it could have been better, yeah. And the Daka guns did fire up at the Storm Talon and didn't injure it. So I have neutered this tank in some way, because it hasn't done as much damage as it normally does. Mm-hmm. But I have given up a large portion of the battlefield to do that. So more guns. Where are we going, sir?
Custom Mega Blaster, that little bike that's hidden in the trees.
Okay.
D3 shots. Or 2.
2 shots.
6s, because it's well snooked.
Reroll a hit?
The reroll? No.
Now the truck fires in with 2 Daka guns. These are hitting on 6s. And you get 3 hits. Reroll a hit? Or force to wound? It's up to you.
Save the reroll.
Force to wound. 2 wounds. 3 wounds. And the bike it's AP -2 now?
1.
1 now. So it takes another wound. It's on 2 left. Penelope, big mech. She's got a custom mega blaster.
1 shot. Hitting on 4s. Wounding on that.
It's on 5s because of trees.
Oh.
I think it's a miss.
Oh, you're
so
right.
Re-roll the hit. We'll keep the wound.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it does hit and wound. And I make the save.
You make the save.
24 shots into the Storm Raven. Daka, 6s to hit. It's a dogfight.
And 1 reroll. Nope.
And then 7s, no 5. Oh,
7s to wound.
7s to wound. You don't wound. No wounds caused in the aerial gunfight. Now we come to the boys, and you said you're shooting at those little boys down here.
Yeah, there's little ones there.
They're not little ones. They're brave, heroic Space Marines.
It's soon going to be mush. These are pistols.
Ow.
Oh, that's quite good.
Ouch.
I'll take a reroll.
Okay. Right, okay, 4s to wound. And
3.
a couple of the shots actually slam home. There's cover there, though. I have a 2-up save. I'm good. So we're coming across to the Tank Buster boys, and you've got a cunning plan.
Got a bomb squig.
Yes.
And we're going to send the bomb squig at a unit within 12.
Right.
And this little chap with the big sword and
It's
white
not
hat.
a little chap with a big... It's Brother Captain Solgaro.
Brother Captain Solgaro is getting a bomb squig to the shins.
Okay.
It goes off on a 3.
Right.
Because you're not a vehicle, it would have been a 2.
That goes
off.
So that's... You guess.
D3 mortal wounds.
For one. He has Iron Resolve. He shrugs on... Oh, no, it does. He shrugs on a 6. He shrugs on a 6 as well. Brilliant. Did you listen to the Luton one on Bob and Squigs?
I haven't, no.
It's brilliant. You need to. He's done a whole... like he does great stuff like the Emperor of Mankind.
Yeah.
And then every now and then he does one on the las gun or something. He did one on Bomb Squigs. It's brilliant.
I will hunt that out.
The Bomb Squig came charging through the trees to Solgaro, and he just struck it down with his sword, and he forgot to... And maybe the Orc... What it is the Orc forgot to pull the pin on the grenade before he went running in there. Like, he's waiting for the crump. He's waiting for the explosion, but nothing happened. The other guys are shooting at the back,
going
right?
here. So this is the rocket pistols. Pistol 2.
Pistol 2.
Hitting on not that.
Oh.
There are 3 rocket launchers. So
Okay.
3D3 shots. Now they moved.
Yes. 6s then, with all these shots. Do you want to re-roll a hit? You haven't done a re-roll a hit yet. It hits.
We hit once.
Strength 8, toughness 5. Oh.
CP. Got some CP.
You got some CP. CP in the pot. You need a 3. You get a 3, and I don't make the save. It does 3 damage to the bike. It's on 1 wound remaining.
Nice.
So the trucker's going to try and polish it off with the shooters, and you get 2 hits so far. You get 3 hits so far.
Strength 5.
And 2 wounds.
AP dash.
2 3-up saves. And the attack bike is still alive. So far, the shooting phase has been quite orky, as in not a lot have died. So we're coming across to the steam dragster, firing everything into the Terminators. Now the attack, from this angle, it's no minuses to hit. And the squig targeting, it's got even more brains than a grot. It'll hit on a 3.
It will. So 2.
But ones do mortal wounds to you.
So I turn one of them away.
Okay.
So that's a hit.
Yes. And a wound. And I think it's -3.
AP -3.
I make the save. Get to fire 2 rockets in though, and both of them go wide as well. Very orky shooting phase. You're doing more damage to yourself. Right, boys.
11 boys.
Right. 2-up saves there, or Devastators in cover. 2-up saves here. Either way, it's a lot of cover. Storm Boys decided to shoot up at the Devastators, causing a wound, and I make that save as well.
Solid.
I think that is the end of the boys' shooting phase. You injured an attack bike, and you've injured.
That's it.
You've injured some things. That's about it.
Very quiet.
But we're on to the Orc phase now.
Yeah.
We're gonna charge. You've got 3 re-rolls everywhere. Where are the Storm Boys going? Terminators or Devastators holding on to
We want these guys to be quiet.
Okay.
I'm happy to leave these guys.
So it is a 9-inch charge to jump there.
9. Would you like first watch?
I don't think it will help. And you make the charge. We'll move them in a minute. Now you're charging the steam jump dragster into Terminators. This isn't a wise choice. You said no, then yes. So I started filming, and now you're saying no
And then
again.
you said that.
It's not a wise choice.
It isn't a wise choice. I'll stay there.
Okay, all right then. Where else are we going?
The tank busters are going to charge in on that.
Do I overwatch here? You've got other stuff coming in. Mm-hmm. So no, I'm not overwatching there.
Okay, tank busters.
They're in.
Truck is in.
Is in. Okay, many charges.
These boys are going to go in on them.
It's a 6 or 7. Let's roll and see how far they
Got
get.
9. So
yeah, they get in. So that's many charges.
The battle wagon. I am Maeglin. Mr. Zero.
Yes.
I am remembering to call ramming speed.
Ramming speed.
Because I never called it and you told me to call it. So the battle wagon, ramming speed.
3d6 on the charge.
Yeah.
That's a failed charge. Here we go then. You can re-roll it. Right.
Not much better.
You will make the charge. -2. So then on a 2 up, it does D3 mortal wounds on the charge because ramming speed. Oh, it doesn't do any mortal wounds on the charge, but at least you get in there. And now the one we've all been waiting for, flyer on flyer action. Can you ram the flyer down? It needs to get base to base, so it's quite a distance away.
It is.
But let's see if you can. And that's a 12-inch charge. Flyer rams another flyer. And at the end of the charge phase, you've engaged more than half of my army in melee, including my aeroplane. We're going to start the fight phase down here. This brave band of brothers and boys that have charged this squad of 5. We're going to do some piling in. They pile in, then the knob with the kill saw hits 3 times. Wound on 2s. He wounds twice. I need 6s or death. He wounds 3 times. I need 6s or death. That's 3 dead. Now the boys swing their choppers on 3s. 4s to wound. We have 4 wounds. 4 wounds. 4 3-up saves. We're okay.
You're making it.
So you squish 3 of them. After the combat in the centre, I am going to interrupt with my devastators, otherwise they're all dead. The sergeant has a chainsword, so he will hit you on 3s and re-roll a hit, and he'll wound on 5s and no wounds. Then the remaining brothers on 3s, only 3 hits. They get 2 wounds though. Do they have t-shirt saves?
We do.
So 6s. Then the Storm Boys fight back. Here's the claw. And it hits once so far, twice, and wounding on 2s, wounds twice, and 2 of them die, and then choppers galore. 24 attacks. Chop, chop, chop. They hit on 3s, these are wound on 4s. Give you -1, but armor contempt. And that is not great. 4 3-up saves. The Astartes armor holds firm here. Now we've got the tank hammer striking the bike.
Tank hammer, if it can make its attack, D3 mortal wounds.
Okay.
He makes his attack.
D3 mortal wounds. We have a dead bike. A big stick of dynamite on the end of a metal. He kills himself in the thing, does he?
He does.
Oh, that's a shame.
It's quite funny though.
I like that fella. So that's the tempting target. The truck still gets the tempting target. You can pile in with your into my Terminators if you want.
Thank you, but
no. Maybe the target was too tempting. There was some squigs there. Or
very tempting, but not quite.
Where we go next?
Battle wagon.
Battle wagon.
The one that kind of
Death roller rolling all over this attack bike here, and the death roller hits on 2s. Squidge over my dude.
With a reroll.
Yes. Strength 8. Strength 9. So 2 wounds. Death roller is -3, 2 damage.
-2, 2 damage.
So I need 5s or death, right? -2, 2 damage. So
yep.
4s or deaths.
Scratch it.
Command point, because that's a multi-melter attack bike, which I could spend another command point to fall back and and it saves him. It keeps him alive. And finally, we have 2 jet aircraft ramming each other. Your jet has 3 attacks.
On 5.
Hits on 5s. It hits twice. At strength, I have no idea.
Strength 6.
Toughness 7. 5s to wound. Oh. Now, the thing is, I just checked the rules for the Storm Raven gunship because this is the first time it's ever got to fight back, ever.
Oh, fantastic.
Normally, the things that fight it are demon princes and things like that, not another jet. Do you know how many attacks it's got?
1.
6.
6!
6 attacks. I don't know why, but it has. And it hits on 6s, and I re-roll a hit. No. As they just collide into each other. That is the end of the fight phase.
But it is a glorious image.
It is a glorious image. They're trying to mount each other there. Right, the Devastators I lost 2, so I don't need a morale here. Over here I lost 3. Oh, I get to fight back. Because I was just going to do, yeah. So let me fight back. This number of attacks. Reroll a hit. And then 5s to wound. I do 2 wounds. 2 T-shirt saves for the Orks. And one of the T-shirt saves them. So I only take 1 out. Now, what I was going to say was, I need to burn 2 CP there for Insane Bravery. Because one of my orders is no retreat, no surrender. I cannot fail morale. So I'll do that right now. Then we did morale for the boys. They passed, and that is the end of Orcs turn 2. Now, they've got overwhelming firepower for one of the orders, kill 3 units in the shooting phase, and they scratched units that turn, but didn't kill any in the shooting phase. So you're going to ditch that order.
Yes, because we're going to have less and less shooting as the game goes on, so it's going to become more and more difficult.
But my tank hammer did, my attack bike did get a tank hammer to the face.
Yep.
So you've killed 1 unit for blood and guts. Keep an hold of that one, because Orcs, they like a bit of blood and guts.
There's more to come.
And you've got a tempting target. You're swarming all over that one there. I do get 5 points for no retreat, no surrender. But I don't get any points on the primary, so I'm not on any objectives right now. Oh no, I've got objectives secured here.
So have I.
The Stormboys, oh yes, so you outnumber me on that objective, so I get 0 points on the primaries. The Orcs are running away with it. As we go on to...
So you've
how many you got? I got 7.
I've got 9.
Left. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you're running away with it right now, but I've got a plan as we go on to Space Marines turn 2. So Sol Garrett bellows out some orders, and they are simple. No prisoners, kill as much as possible, and get behind the enemy lines and capture the outpost. But before we do anything, you meant to tag with your Stormboys into this unit here. So we'll do that now, because it does give them the opportunity to fight. You are toughness 5 though. So this might not hurt you, but the sergeant with the chainsword will hit on 3s, and we'll re-roll that one. 5s will kill you, because chainsword. And I kill 1.
Okay.
And the remaining guys? Brave, noble brothers, 4 more wounds, 4 T-shirt saves. And I managed to wipe out 5 more of those Storm Boys. You did roll a 1 for your morale, though, so they are heroic and noble, so we did manage...
It's a big fight back.
Well, you chose to...
I did.
Yeah, you did it to yourself.
I did.
Okay, you only hurt yourself. One more thing. Thank you for reminding me. You now pointed out that because of... I outnumber you on that objective now.
You do.
So I do have 5 points on the primaries.
I should not have tagged them through the wall.
Thanks for tagging me. Right, let's go on to my movement phase. Okay, lots of movement happened, right? There was some tactical repositioning with the tactical squad falling out of combat with these guys, the Storm Boys. The Devastators are staying in. The reason why I stick keeping 1 in and 1 out is because if they were still along there, the tactical squad, they would block off the charge from this tactical squad. So they're going to go charging in and try and clear that objective. Can't fail the charge though, because I can't shoot you because in combat. I'm not doing anything to the steam jump dragster yet, but Brother Captain Sol Garrow and the Terminators are making their way straight towards the tank busters and that objective over there. And the second passenger dropped out of the Storm Raven gunship because I'm in melee down here and they need some help. And a Venerable Dreadnought crumping some boys is definitely a thing. It does mean I've opened up myself to some counter charges from over here, so I need to deal with some of the counter charges over here. Flyers zipping through the sky to rain firepower down onto your war boss and this squad over here. And in the backfield, 2 orders came through. Get behind enemy lines and capture enemy outpost. I am behind enemy lines. If I shoot and kill them, I won't be able to capture it this turn because they'll be dead. I need a couple of them left alive so I can charge them.
And then kill them.
So let's shoot at them with 1 unit. Mind you, you'll to take him away last. I only need to really get here, you see, because 5 inches up vertically and 1 inch. So even though I'm 9 inches away, it is about an 8-inch charge. But if I kill a couple in shooting, but your objective secured as well. So I need to kill more than... Do I shoot? I don't know. 1, 2, 3, I shoot.
You don't shoot.
4, 5, 6 says I don't shoot. And one of the things I've learnt is never listen to Tzeentch. We pray to the God Emperor of mankind. This unit will shoot. There's a flamer there, and it hits 5 times. Wounding on 5s at AP -1, nothing wounds. Bolt guns hitting on 3s, re-rolling 1s, and I haven't done a re-roll a hit yet. Everything hits.
Sweet.
Winning on 5s at AP -1 because of tactical doctrine. That is 3 saves. T-shirt saves, but they're in cover. So you still get your 6s. And
No
I take
sixes.
3 of them out. See, the other thing about shooting a couple of them is you've got lots of flamers there. So if I chose not to shoot, you would definitely overwatch me. So now the charge is pretty impossible. Because I have to run up there. So let's see if any of these are still in range. Combi flamer's out of range, but these are still in rapid fire. Reroll a hit because we're combat squadded. 2 more wins, 2 more. T-shirt saves. No. Does the spanner have more than 1 wound?
No, he doesn't.
So I blow you off of that objective. I'm not going to get it, but at least we are behind enemy lines. Let's shoot at some more, boys. Storm Talon gunship rockets down into your guy on a bike. Twin assault cannons into all the boys. Here are the... I send rockets now, that's what you have. Typhoon missile launcher. Reroll a hit. And 3s to wound. 2 wounds at AP -2.
That puts him on his 5-up invul.
Okay. And you make 1, fail 1, and it does.
Damage?
3 damage. D6 a time. You can command point it if you want, but there's going to be more firepower coming into him. You are going to see B reroll. It doesn't have to. It's 3 damage. Here's the assault cannons. The cannons of the assault variety, which will actually murder boys on 3s. And I murder a lot of boys.
How many?
7?
Gosh.
Then the twin assault cannon from the Storm Raven gunship will pour into the remaining 3. And I'm sorry, but I have to put all the remaining shots into your war boss. He's too scary. And him coming around here and clearing away, it's too scary. Here's the assault cannons. And I will murder the 3 remaining boys on 3s. Yeah, they're gone.
Damn it.
And then 4 multi-melter shots at your war boss. Rerolling their hit, which is 3s to wound. 2 5+ invulnerable saves on your war boss.
No, he's dead.
That's 6 damage. He doesn't reduce damage or anything, right?
No, he's just plain dead.
What did you say there?
The boys should have got back in the truck.
Well, they were too busy. They made their totem there.
Yeah,
they
yeah.
were dancing around the maypole.
There was some loot. They really found it really interesting and they wanted it, but
they were having a jolly good time. But yeah, okay. Round here, we have a Venerable Dreadnought firing up at your flyer. Normally hits on 2s, hitting on 3s because you're flying, and can re-roll a hit. And only hit you once.
They did.
And I don't wound you. Let's do the Stormbolter in his fist. And wounding on 5s. That's 2 at AP -1, however, because Tactical Doctrine. Where are we rolling? We're rolling here. And I take 2 wounds off, which might be enough for the attack bite to polish you off. The attack bite that should be dead misses. Reroll. Misses. Then we did the bolt guns. Then we did the drop pod. No damage caused by the flyer. It's flying through flak. My sergeant, however, has a combi melter. I'll only fire the combi. I might as well fire both parts because it's minuses to hit, and they'll rapid fire up at him as well. So I can reroll a hit, and it hits. And it doesn't wound. I've got 2 CP over there. I'm not spending them on rerolling because I know how important it is to interrupt. So instead, we fire our remaining bolt gun shots up at the flyer. How many does it start off on?
12.
12. That's quite good, isn't it?
It's not bad.
Reroll 1s, and then 5s to wound. 2 more 5-up saves. It takes another wound. Then we came over here for Devastators into close combat. Now I don't film it because nothing ever happens, right?
No, nothing would happen.
Those are my wound rolls. And then you didn't save any.
I didn't save any.
So I wipe out 3 of them. Pistols into combat. Remember your pistols, people. Then finally, the Terminators are going to put everything into those guys because I don't want you to overwatch me and then hopefully charge the truck again. If I overkill you and fail the charge, I won't jump on that objective. But let's do 20 Stormbolter shots. 3s, re-rolling 1s, and a hit. 5s to kill with no saves because of Tactical Doctrine. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes. they get wiped out. So Solgaro might as well fire at the truck. He can reroll ones. And he wounds the truck twice at -1, so the truck needs to take a couple of wounds. Truck takes a wound. And that's it for the shooting phase for the 13th. It was absolutely devastating. The Orcs are reeling. They are winning at the moment by scoring as many objectives as possible. And they have pinned me in the corner of the battle grid. But it's going to get worse. My Venerable Dreadnought, Matthias, will auto make it in to that squad there.
Just about.
And go crumping in. These guys need like a 5 or 6 to engage your Storm Boys.
That's good.
They make it in. Terminate.
Storm Boy.
Storm
There's
Boy.
only one left.
The Terminator's charging through cover. This is a problem. Yeah, that's a problem. Let's CP reroll. I need to get on that objective. So let's CP reroll that. And they fail the charge. Do I send Solgaro in? I have to send Solgaro in. And he decides to stay with his Terminator brethren and not charge. That's it for the charges. The tactical marines that came out of the drop pod last turn have charged back and rescued the devastators over here. The sergeant's got combi melter and power fist, so I hit him with my fist. I can reroll a hit, and I'll kill on 3s. And that is
a squished.
Drop dice don't count. That's a squished unit, Storm Boys. That was a bit disappointing. I expected them to have wiped out the devastators and get on there.
Very, very unexpected.
Tagging that second unit.
Seemed like a good idea at the time.
Right, Venerable Dreadnoughts, smacking boys. Venerables hit on 2s. And remember, I can reroll a hit.
I want to interrupt there.
Do you want to interrupt there? You could. I mean, you've got a kill saw there, but I reduce all damage by 1.
I'm just thinking about taking out the other guys.
You could take out the other guys. Let me polish them off first, and then you can tell me whether you want to take out the other guys. Okay? So these will kill Orc boys on 2s, and I only kill 3 Orc boys. Right, sorry about that. Sometimes I just start filming before people are even ready and things. But you're not interrupting anyway.
Nope.
Because you want to hold on to your CP for Orcs trickery. Plus, there's still a kill saw in that squad. Plus, you just want to take out the tactical marines, and they're all in engagement range of the tactical marines. And that's the end of the fights. So swing your kill saw, sir. Hit me with your sorry saw.
Hit it on.
Bzzz.
Not all of them.
1 hit.
That's
1
good.
wound. I need a 6.
That's
He's
6.
dead. And then the remaining 6 attacks.
Boys.
You got choppers, right?
Just choppers.
Okay.
I've done the reroll.
You don't kill them.
Don't kill
You
him.
just kill 1 more, leaving 1 in that squad. And that is the end of Space Marines turn 2. Now, at the end of that turn, I got behind enemy lines. So it's 15 points to the Orcs, 20. I haven't killed enough for no prisoners yet. Need to kill about 4 more wounds worth of stuff. I will keep capture enemy outpost in my hand, though. And how many objectives are you on? 1, 2. You're on 2 right now.
Yep.
But interestingly, they're too far away. I'm only on 1. So you are going to max out the primaries again. That means at the start of turn 3, it will be 35 points to the Orcs and only 15 to the Space Marines. But the Orcs are running out of assets here. Let's find out what the orders from the big mech Penelope are in Orcs. Turn 3. Here are the Orky orders. Blood and guts, kill punks. Bleh.
That's easy for you to say.
I'm just getting my Orc on and I'm getting all... let's rewind. Blood and guts, kill 2 more units for 5 points. Investigate site, do an action in the centre of the battlefield. Now, the interesting thing about this one is it's right next to the banner that you put down. So there's something very curious there. And the other interesting thing about it is you don't need an OBSEC unit. You can do it with a tank. So that one looks like it's doable. And secure no man's land, hold any 2 objectives in no man's land. You've already got that one. So still some good objectives here despite the number of Orcs remaining. Here we are after the Orcs movement phase. Now maybe winning the war of attrition all of a sudden, because that was an epic turn 2.
Good turn.
But the Orcs are winning the orders phase. You're better with the orders than I'm better with the orders.
Don't get him.
So
Don't get him.
you
It's
are.
luck.
It's luck. So you are securing no man's land, and the truck reversed
Good parking.
And you're investigating the site all over there.
I like to think this hole was caused by reversing into it.
Yeah, brilliant. And the squad that were in close combat have clambered back into the truck. So they got out of the gun wagon and they've got back into the battle wagon and thought we shouldn't have really jumped out. But the truck over here is still holding on to objectives. So again, you're making the charge as long as you possibly can there, but still securing the objective. Mm-hmm. So you are
trying to advance the steam jump dragster.
Yes.
Even with a command point, it refused.
Yeah, so it's going to go charging in there. Try and tie these guys up, right? So yeah, steam jump dragster can't get out of the corner. The truck can't get out of the corner, but suddenly it is a tale of two halves. However, the anthill mob have disembarked from the massive truck of doom.
Okuna Matata.
That's the one. And it will be a 10-inch charge into my tactical marines that want to control your objective back there. So now we're going to go into the shooting phase. So the giant truck with a giant gun is going to shoot the further back unit. The idea is to charge and kill that unit in close assault. You are hitting on 4s, and that's a really bad roll. I'm sorry.
It happens.
And then you're winning on 3s. No re-rolls here because it's Titanic. And it's -2?
It is -2, 1 damage.
Okay, so -1 with Armour of Contempt. And that will kill 1, 2, 3. You wipe out 3 from the second tactical squad. The twin big shooters, however, from the truck will come into this squad because Dakar range is a thing, and you get 2 hits. And you get 2 wounds. And you injure 1 in the front squad. And now the boys are going to light up the front squad on 5s. And that's 2 hits. Sorry, that was 3 hits and no wounds caused. Now, coming across to the middle, the battle wagon can't shoot because it's investigating the site. The drivers, the guys inside are investigating. But all the guys inside can shoot, and because you're in the ruin, you can shoot through the ruin if you want to. There's 2 poultry space marines stood here. 1 poultry space marine stood here, but he is in cover. Mind you, you've also got the attack bike there. And the dreadnought there, or they could lend some fire support to the flyer, which is in a dogfight with my flyers. A few moments later. What do your orc eyes see, Legolas?
We see a big flyer.
Yes.
Which we want to take down.
Yes.
So that's what we're going to try and do.
Okay, starting off with
Penelope. Okay. Custom Mega Blaster.
Just D3 shots.
D3 shots.
Firing up at the flyer will hit on 5s.
5s.
Oh, she's a good shot.
You re-roll.
She's a very good shot.
Wounding on 3s.
And they both wound. I think I need 6s. We need to check.
We do.
So it's -3 with Armour of Contempt. I saved 1 of them. D6 damage though.
Fine.
That's a critical hit. The Storm Raven is only on 3 wounds remaining. Rocket launcher now from the Mega Knobs.
For 1
shot. 6s though. Re-roll the hit.
Re-roll.
Oh,
yeah,
how lucky was that?
That was quite very lucky.
And it wounds.
-2.
-2. So 4 up or death on the Storm Raven because this is 3 damage. It's alive. Custom shooter coming up. 1 hit so far. 1 hit so far. 5s to wound.
Now that was I had already used the reroll.
Oh.
So 3 pistols.
Well, one of them hit. The 6 hit.
And then I rolled the 1 for the wound, and that was.
Oh.
Sorry.
Yes. No, I'm with you.
So 3 pistols.
Right.
Same thing.
Yes.
And then you reroll.
So one of them hits. 5s to wound.
Yep.
It doesn't wound. But a lot of firepower went up into the sky. Do you want to shoot the flyer at it? So yeah, the flyer fired in, caused no damage. Then we had the truck spitting out lots of Dakar over here, causing no damage. And the shock jump dragster managed to blow up one of the devastating marines. And that is the end of the shooting phase. You're going to charge. I am going to overwatch.
Oh.
There's a flamer in that squad. And you've got t-shirt saves, right?
We have.
So let's overwatch. The flamer will hit 3 times. This is my last CP as well. And wounds 1, so AP -1 because of the tactical doctrine will burn 1 to death. I love the smell of mushrooms in the morning. Reroll that and a hit. That is 2 hits, 5s to wound, no more wounds. So only kill 1. This is a 10-inch charge, which you can reroll with. Here we go. Please don't fail. It's glorious when when they get in.
Didn't get in.
Right. That is the end of your turn 3. You are running away with it on points, however. 1 minute. Sorry. Chop, jump, dragster running in. It's going to tag both of the squads, I assume. How many attacks do you want back?
Just 1 more. Thank you.
Just 1 of the squads. So just tag that squad. Yeah, just hitting this squad here. 4 attacks on 4s on the charge, and you can reroll a hit if you want to. A wound on 3s with its saw blade. Both of them wound. AP? I think that kills one.
-2.
Yeah, that kills
one.
What, 2 damage?
2 damage.
Kills a dude. I'm going to punch it back. My sergeant's got Power Fist. And I can reroll a hit. And he'll wound on 3s with no save.
Ooh.
That gets you down to 2 wounds remaining because you've been taking a few wounds here from your mortal woundy stuff.
My charges.
Yes.
My advances, sorry.
And the other attacks wound it 3 times. 3 4-up saves of the shock jump dragster is... Oh, it's okay. It's okay on 2 wounds remaining. Now that is... Did you want to ram your flyer again?
Oh, yes, we do.
Yes, it's not the end of turn 3 then. Sorry about that.
So to make it,
okay.
it makes it.
You squeezed it in. 3 attacks hitting on 5s with a reroll. Okay.
6 attacks? No, you're bracketed.
Yeah, it's really bracketed now. It probably has 1. And I can reroll. Yeah, nothing. Nothing. Right, finally we got there. And at the end of Orcs turn 3, with just these jolly band over here, it is 50 points to 15. I forgot to add up a thing earlier on. So you're winning by a bajillion points. 50 points to 15. In turn 3, I'll get that objective, which is in that down there, make it 50 points to 20. So I have more assets on the table, but I'm losing by double-digit numbers here. The 13th need to push back in turn 3 and push back hard. And here are my orders. Kill 3 more things for no prisoners. 3 measly orcs. 3 wounds worth of stuff. Still want to capture the enemy outpost. And I want to deploy a teleport homer in your back lines so the remainder of the first company can drop in. Now, I've got 2 squads back there. One could capture the outpost. One could deploy the teleport homer, which means neither of them are fighting the orcs which are charging down towards them. So it's 20 points to 50, and honestly it comes down to how much can I kill and how quickly can I kill it before the orcs run away with this game. But this turn I should be able to achieve every single one of my secondary objectives, because the unit that came out of the drop pods, or the 2 units, one has ran forward to capture the enemy outpost, and the other one is deploying the teleport homers here.
Hiding behind the drop pod.
The command was, you see, we've got some more Terminators coming in. This was the order of your advance. You came in, so we're seeing, because there's more orcs coming. Where there's 1 orc, there's 1,000 more, right? There's thousands of them out there. Zulus, thousands of them. So we need to build a line here, and then kill as much as I can. Quite frankly, kill. Flyers, kill. Dreadnought, kill. Spending a CP on Power of the Machine Spirit on the Storm Raven gunship, so it counts as on the top bracket. This guy here, he's staying there. Yep. His brothers fell. He's just making sure that they're all right. And Sol Garrow and the Terminators are going to charge a truck. A bit of overkill, but there's still orcs in my lines. And talking about orcs in my lines, this shock jump dragster on 2 wounds must die. So the unit that was in engagement range has fallen back. And then there's the other guys can have a go at it. So we'll start here.
Okay.
Let's do a combi melter on my Sarge at point blank range, which hits and kills it because no save and minimum 3 damage at this range. Please don't.
Please.
We haven't had enough explosions in this game. I hoped for more. The shooting in the Space Marine lines continued with the Terminators unloading everything at the truck, which is now on 1 wound remaining, softened up nicely for the charge. So I'm not going to fire anything else at it. Venerable brother Matthias is going to shoot that truck in the rear though. And he hits on 2s. And he wounds on 3s. And do you have a save?
It's got a 5-up invuln.
Brilliant.
Which it makes.
Which it makes. That's really lucky. I like it. So I want to shoot the Storm Raven gunship at it, but I don't know whether to put the twin assault cannons at it while we did a flyby. It all depends whether the Storm Talon gets on against the anthill mob down here. So the missiles quite naturally are going to the really big chonky thing, and the assault cannons will try and light up. Mind you, how many are there? If I do missiles blast, is there more than 10?
Yep.
There is more than 10. I'll do blast missiles instead. I'll fire everything there.
Good.
Here's the assault cannons though. 3s to hit, reroll 1 of them. And this will kill on 3s because it's strength 6 AP -1. So I'd only kill 2. But the Typhoon missile launcher in frag mode has 12 hits. And these will wound on 5s. And one more, which you get a t-shirt save. You get a t-shirt save. It's AP dash now.
And he's
make it. So only killed 2. All right then. So it's going to turn out the twin assault cannon on the Storm Raven gunship will come down, and the rest shots will fly by into the truck. I have to hit that truck rather than this big thing, even though this is closer. That's much closer to my shizzle. So twin assault cannons. Kill the out and hill mob on 3s. That is 4 more of them. Then twin multi-melters into the battle wagon. Haven't done my reroll to hit there. And this one's toughness 7, so I will wound it on 3s. And you have 5 up and vulnerable saves. 3 5 up and vulnerable saves on the big truck of doom. And you make 2 of them. And it only does 4 damage. Then the missiles. 2 of them hit. 1 of them wounds. Another 5+ invulnerable save, sir.
Nope.
And that is 3 damage in total. Well, not in total. The missiles are 3 damage. They're like firing thunder hammers across the table. Then the drop pod fired in over here, killing 1 more in this squad, and there are only 4 left. And that is the end of my shooting phase. That's the end of the everything phase. I've got some charges, though. My dreadnought is charging the back of that truck. Makes the charge. Now, the Terminators in the crater could potentially fail, because craters are very jagged. So hopefully... I don't like
shoelaces.
Yes, exactly. Oh, they get in. They're angry. And Solgaro, he gets in as well. The Terminators and my captain ran through that truck on 1 wound remaining. And then my dreadnought punches your truck over here in the middle of the battle grid on 2s. And I can re-roll a hit. And he's strength 14, so I do wound on 2s, but you will get 5+ invulnerable saves. So 4 5+ invulnerable saves on the truck.
Make 2.
Make 2. And that's a total of 6 damage. It's still alive. How many was it on? 9?
It's on 3 left.
3 remaining. So that's the end of my turn 3. You've got a morale test over here.
Truck fights back.
Oh, the truck fights back?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's got Death Roller.
Yes.
It's D6 attacks, I want to say.
Might be on its lowest bracket now, though.
D3 attacks left for 1 attack left as it tries to... It does hit. It tries to run over my dreadnought.
Strength now is 6.
Okay, 5's to wound. That does wound.
AP -2.
I failed the save.
2 damage.
Which becomes 1 damage, and it's a venerable dreadnought. It can shrug. Matthias can shrug on a 6. He doesn't. He takes his first wound.
Hooray!
Yay! So that's the end of my turn 3. We do have a morale over here. Now, you can't spend 2 CP on Insane Bravery because it's a once per battle thing.
But I can roll a 1. I've rolled some. I didn't roll a 1.
You don't roll a 1.
1's away. Ooh.
So 3 more left. And 1s and 2s.
1s and 2s. 1 more.
So 2 more left as another 1 flees. Or, I don't like the idea of them fleeing, but succumb to their injuries. And so... at the end of turn 3, I've achieved every single one of my secondary objectives, making it 35 to 50. I'm saying there's a chance, Sullivan Gilbert.
There's a chance.
I'm saying there's a chance. You will get 10 points on the primaries, because you are on 2 objectives. That will get you up to 40 points on the primaries. Only 5 points away from maxing out your primaries, but the Space Marines are all over your lines now. There's flyers raining hate from the sky. The big, massive truck of doom is now empty. In fact, all you have remaining on the battle grid is your flyer dacking around all over the place, having a gunfight with my flyers. And the fellas inside this truck here. Now, there is a unit of Meganops.
There's 4 Meganops, a big mech, and 3 boys.
Still a lot of pain in there. Oh, yeah, the 3 boys that pile back in it. Still a lot of pain in there. But what are the orders from Penelope? In Orks, turn 4. Here are the orders for the lads. Kill 2 more units in assault and take down that Storm Raven gunship. Also secure any 3 objectives. These are doable, maybe? Here we are after the Orks movement phase, and the boys are feeling confident, or at least Sullivan Gilbert, is because the Storm Raven gunship's only on 3 wounds remaining. So, and because you've almost maxed out your primaries, the big drop of doom stays there next turn, and you'll max out your primaries. It's nice and easy. So, shoot that, you get 5 points. Kill 2 things in close combat, and you know that little marine that I stayed him? He's about to get charged by the 3 boys. Look, it's brilliant. They charged that squad already, and then piled back into the wagon, licked their wounds, came piling back out, and they're going to charge him again.
The flyers are out of their way for the time being.
Yeah. Flyers are out of the way and they're coming back to finish off the job. That'll be the second thing killed in close combat. And if you take out Brother Matthias as well, which I'm calling right now is impossible, with your Meganobs, then that'll be three things. And Penelope, that'll be three things in close combat. Meanwhile, the two remaining brave boys down here are going to go charging in to these unit of 5 Space Marines. So we're going to start off the shooting phase with the big truck of doom firing up at the flyer on 5s, because under half range, but flying.
There's a bit of a...
Ooh, look at all those target acquired.
Wounding on 5s.
5s to wound. I need a lot of 4-up saves. 6 4-up saves. I don't have any CP remaining. And it is a dead flyer. Does it crash and burn? It does crash and burn. Is there anyone within 6 inches of it? No. The tank might have been in range, but any wounds that I do to it now, it doesn't really matter at this stage in the game. But you do flame up at it and spit the big shooters at it, and a burning wreck falls from the sky. Now I've got these boys here shooting the Marines. Can they hit? No, they can't. Yes, they can with a little bit of luck. And they can wound. And one of the Marines was on 1 wound, so you do kill one with a slugger. So there's 4 left in that unit. Now the flyer does a flyby and shoots them from above.
5s.
Stop chasing the flyers for a change. Can hit more targets when they're on the ground. Many hits, 3s to wound. I need 4s. Kills another. From the Orks deployment zone, we moved over here. Boys shooting my Dreadnought in the back, causing no wounds. Then Penelope has D3 shots with the custom Mega Blaster. That's 3 shots. She's going to hit on 4s.
Reroll.
And hits twice, wounding on 3s. So this is a 5-up save, which I fail, and that is D6 damage. This could sting for 5 damage. I reduce all damage by 1, so it becomes 4. 6-up shrug, venerable. He takes 3 wounds. He's on 4 left. Now the Meganobs, firing a rocket in, which misses.
D3 shots.
2 shots, which misses.
With a reroll.
Which hits. And wounds. I fail that save. The 3 damage becomes 2 damage. And my Dreadnought's on 2 wounds remaining. Remember, you want to kill it with punching.
Yeah.
But you put the shooter in anyway and wounded twice anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to fail this. On 3s.
Just failed 1.
And then a 6-up shrug. I failed 1 for you.
Thank you very much.
Okay, he's on 1 wound remaining. And I think that is the end of the shooting phase. So now there's some charges coming on. Into charge phase. The boys over here in the backfield. 2 of them charge my 3 tactical Marines. In the middle, the Meganobs charge my Dreadnought. And Penelope manages to make a charge with the boys into my remaining tactical Marine down here. Now she has the crushing armor. Mm-hmm. On a 2-up. You'd have done D3 mortal wounds as you run through them, but you don't do D3.
We don't do D3 mortal wounds.
I haven't got any CP to interrupt, so we can see if Penelope can swing and hit with her power claw.
Well, that's a roll in 1, right? There you go.
You hit every single time. She's angry that he's still stood there. And wound all the times. -3 comes -2. So 5s. Dead Marine. And that's 1 thing killed, 1 more killed for blood and guts. Now 2 kill source from the Mega Dreads going into my Dreadnought.
And the additionals because they're twins.
Yeah, they're twins. With the reroll, that is 4 hits. 3s to wound. 2 wounds. I need 6-up saves. And each of these does D3 damage. For 4 damage, I need to roll 4 6s. I'll roll 2 6s. Heroic effort as he ejects his sarcophagus for recovery later and doesn't blow up. And that is 3 things killed for blood and guts. But wait, there's still some more fighting. Over here, the boys into my tactical squad.
The claw.
The claw hits once, twice, 3 times later.
2 wounds.
And kills one of them utterly, but 1 is still standing. And then the chopper hits 3 times and wounds twice. And another one takes a wound. So there's 2-on-2 action over here as I fight back. Mm-hmm. And I can re-roll a hit. And a wound on 5s. And a wound once. T-shirt saves her. Do you know why that was really important? because you killed one and I killed one, so I still control that objective. It means I still outnumber you.
We have a bit of a morale.
To control this objective here. Why? You only lost one.
That's true.
And leadership 7. They're okay. Claiming those 2 extra secondaries get the boys up to 70 points to my 35. I am on 1, 2, 3 objectives right now, which does outnumber the Orks for the first time. The 13th are on the comeback here. I say that though, you have just bust through the middle of the battle grid and are charging back towards my lines again. So let's find out how the 13th respond in Space Marines, turn 4. Here are the orders from Solgarrow, and they're all doable. Raise a banner in no man's land, hold the line, which I'm doing right now, and defend stronghold, which I should be able to do because I have to secure that at the end of the Orcs' turn. Okay, in my movement phase, I need to stop the Orc scoring objective and score them myself. So this unit, which were engaged with this knob, with this power claw, they're fallen out of combat. But then I have a flamer and a bolt gun here, and I'm going to shoot him in the back. The heroic thing to do. The multi-melter attack bike is still chugging around, which I completely forgot last turn. Kill that truck. Then you're not on that objective. Because your Meganobs are over there. And then everything else pushing forward. What I've done is, Brother Captain Solgarrow is raising a banner. We're planting a flag just outside our deployment zone. I am defending the stronghold here with the tactical squad and the Devastators, or the remainder of the Devastators. The rest mean to charge, and that will be hold the line. No, 1 minute, I'm already holding the line. So that's cool, I'm good. Right, over here, heavy bolter, firing through trees into Orcs. I hit you. And I don't wound you.
No.
Combi melter, doesn't hit. I can re-roll a hit, does hit, and doesn't wound you. Then the remaining bolt guns fired in, causing 2 wounds, but you have 5-up saves in the ruins over there. I do wipe 2 of them out, just leaving the fella with the kill saw. So let's shoot at him with this unit here. I have a combi melter, which hits and wounds. No save, and it does enough damage to melt him to slag, which leaves up Penelope. Turns out the las cannon can't see Penelope, but the las cannon can see over the wing of this thing and hit one of those Meganobs.
Okay.
Stood still. The sergeant's still in there, so it's a 2 and a 4. It's -3, which becomes -2 because of the ruin. So 4-up save for a Meganob. So Meganob armor holds firm. Brilliant. What is Penelope's save? Because it's got loads of Stormbolters.
She's 2-up.
2-up,
but
right.
gets a +1 to her armor saves with that crushing armor.
Okay.
So,
well, let's fire loads of Stormbolter shots at her from the Terminators. She's also -1 to wound. So loads of Stormbolters came in, and in the end, 7 wounds?
7 wounds.
Including Solgarrow. Oh no, not Solgarrow, 6 wounds. Sorry, he's planting the standard. 6 wounds came in. 6 2-up saves on Penelope.
Ooh.
And if she bleeds, we can kill it. Drop pod fired in, causing no additional wounds. She's on 4 wounds remaining. And now we come around here. Need to kill this truck with a 5-up invulnerable save. So the multi-melter attack bike will fire everything at it. And I can re-roll a hit. And it'll wound on a 3. And you need a 5+ invulnerable save.
Nope.
And you get a 4. And it's minimum 3 damage at this range.
I've got a CP.
Okay.
Use my CP. There we go.
Okay. Bolt guns. Re-roll that. 5s. 1 more wound. No AP.
4s. No 3s. Oh,
It's down to 2 wounds remaining. I need it dead. It's on an objective, so I'm going to fire everything from the Storm Talon at it. Zipping through the sky. Chucking firepower down. Here's the 2 missile launchers. And none of them wound, so I need to CP reroll. With the CP I got back this turn, and I don't wound. So it's 12 assault cannon shots. I'm going to have to do it. 3s. Reroll a hit. That was 10 hits. Just need 5s to wound. It's got 2 wounds left. I make 2 wounds. -1.
2 4s.
Oh, just by the skin of my chinny chin, and it doesn't blow up. The only exploding vehicle this turn has been the Storm Raven gunship after getting filled with so much lead. But at least I stop you scoring that objective there. We've got one more bit of shooting to do in this corner because I don't want your Meganob to charge me with his power claw. There's a flamer here which hits once and doesn't wound him, and then the bolt guns hit twice and don't wound him. Oh, Stormbolter on the drop pod. Reroll a hit and 5s. A wound on your knob. A 6-up save. No. But they have 2 wounds each. So it looks like I have to charge him. So that's the end of the shooting phase. This squad will go charging in. That's a 6-inch charge. If I'm not more than 7 away, I should make it. And make it. We make the charge. Is there any more combat? I think I'm a bit too far away from Penelope to charge her now. So she's going to survive. Ah. She's going to not get charged by those Terminators that are... I mean, you kept me all the way down there. Look, that's my thin blue line. I didn't get very far. But, yeah, I'm not going to charge her. So it's just this combat here. We have a Sergeant with Shock Assault and the other dude. He's got 1 wound left, right? Yes. I don't want to get hit by your Power Fist. And I can re-roll a hit. So 4 hits come through from the brave, noble Space Marines of the 13th. And they wound you once. 1 6-up save to keep the knob alive. And he's alive! And he's angry. He turns round, smashes them with his claw. Get out of here, boys. And hits them twice.
Take the reroll.
3 times a lady. I did that one already.
Oh dear. Well, why is this a wound?
Well, 6-up save. Because of armor contempt. Actually, it's AP -3, isn't it?
It is.
Which becomes AP -2. So we hold. We lock each other up.
Okay.
So that fight is a stalemate. But at the end of that turn, I have defended Stronghold and the other one, so I did max out my secondaries. Let's go and add them up. Yeah, I've raised banner and held the line, but I'll score this at the end of your turn. But you can't stop me getting a Stronghold, so we're just going to rack that one up now. So if we add this one on now, guess it's 65 points to 70.
It's good.
5 points in it.
It's good. You can still concede if you want to.
Well, I thought about it earlier, but you're going to get 5 points for this one here, maxing out the primaries. And you've got that. You've got Penelope and a flyer. And this guy who's in... You haven't got many options to score. So let's see if Penelope can shout out some good orders and the Orks run away with it at the end in Orks turn 5. Sullivan Gilbert.
Yes.
These are very easy. No retreat, no surrender, don't fail morale. You're going to get that. Area denial, make sure there's no enemy units within 12 of the centre. That's that drop pod. Penelope charges a drop pod. Area denial. Hold the line, make sure there's no enemy units in your... Well, there's a drop pod back there and the 2 guys. That one's a bit trickier. In the Orcs movement phase, they've maxed out the primaries. They've taken enough ground as this battle went on. They just need to score as many secondaries as they can. So Penelope and the Meganobs need to charge that drop pod and tear it down. That should be relatively easy. You do that, you've denied the area, the centre. That is area denial. No retreat, no surrender, and hold the line. You need to kill a pod. You need to kill this unit. You need to kill that unit. But he can't fall back out of combat, or you don't get the treat for no retreat, no surrender. So this is a bit more tricky than just slaughtering the pod in the middle. But let's see what the Orcs can do in the shooting phase. So we're starting with a Dakka jet, which flew over the unit here on your objective, doing a flyby. Can you kill him? And you're hitting on 5s. 3s to wound. You still have your reroll. And it's AP -2.
Yes.
Which becomes -1 because of the cover and 0 because of armor of contempt. Sorry, it's -1, so 2-up saves. One of them is injured.
Pistol into combat.
Pistol into combat. Never forget your pistols into combat, which doesn't hit. Now, the tank, by the way, is strength 6 gun. This is toughness 6, a pod. It's toughness 6 with 8 wounds, 3-up save. Just so you know, because I know there's flamers and big shooters on that tank as well.
How many wounds does a drop pod, sorry?
8. So the big gun's going to go into the pod, right?
Big gun into the pod.
Flamers and shooters into the boys.
Flamers and shooters into the boys.
Big gun of doom. 4s to hit. Because of the range.
Wounding off the 4s again.
4s to wound. 14 4-up saves. And each of these does 1 damage. 4, 5, 6. The pod's on 1 wound left now. That was good, wasn't it?
That was very good. I've got to charge it.
All right. Then. Oh, yeah, you could charge and ram it.
Yep.
Yeah. Flamer. Hits 5 times. We'll win them. It's strength 5 flamer,
It is.
right?
Strength 5.
On 3s. But I do get a top save because of cover and things. Dice bit there. I've got them. 1 dies. 1 was on a wound. And then the shooters.
Shooters.
Shooter.
2 knots.
And you're in dapper range.
So we're getting the big numbers.
5s to hit. 4 hits.
Yeah.
And 3s to wound. And 3 wounds. And 1's on 1 wound remaining. Dakar and explosions all across the Orks deployment zone. Hurting the pod, hurting the tactical marines, but not wiping them out. And then in the middle of the battle grid, the Meganobs and Penelope fire everything at the drop pod and drop it down to 4 wounds remaining. And now they charge. And with re-rollable charges, Penelope and the Meganobs could hardly fail. Meanwhile, over here, well, you got re-rollable charges here as well.
We do.
So don't roll snake eyes twice and you're good. And yeah, that's a successful charge into both units. The kill tank smashes into both units. The kill tank ram will do D3 mortal wounds to the drop pod on a roll of a 2. And then dead drop pod.
There we go.
Which blows up and does a mortal wound to your kill tank.
Hey! 23 left.
And then it's got a bajillion attacks as it hits the tactical marines and tries to blender them. Bajillion is 8. That's a bajillion for Orks. 4s to hit. 4 hits. You haven't done your reroll a hit yet.
He's the...
Oh, he doesn't get it.
Yeah.
He's a Lord of War. Strength high is 3 wounds. It's only -1, but it is 3 damage. Terminator killer. If I manage to make my saves, that is. We'll see. It kills 1. Just 1. Leaving the sergeant standing. So 2 Space Marines hold down the Ork deployment zone for now. Penelope went charging into the drop pod, and you roll a 2, and you got mortal wounds here as well. So 2 up. And she doesn't this time.
4.
For 3 mortal wounds, it's got 1 left. And on 1 wound remaining, Penelope chops it in half. Meanwhile, over here, my brave sergeant has got 3 attempts to take out your Ork knob before he smacks me with a claw. You ready?
Yep.
Otherwise, he's going to pile into the closest enemy model and contest this objective from me. So this is for a lot of points. 3s to hit. Reroll a hit. 5s to wound. I don't have any CP. The 13th can do this, surely. No! Well, maybe you'll miss me with your claw. Maybe you won't be able to break out of combat. Maybe you will hit less than 3 times. Damn it. 2s to wound. Damn it. And it failed the save. And he falls. And then you can pile into the closest enemy. Well, move 3. You can get there. You're contesting it. You don't even have to get there. So I don't fight you. And that stops me getting from 5 extra points. In fact, I think that was the outnumbering thing. Because now you're on 1. How many are you on?
I'm on...
You're only on 1.
Is that objective secured you're going?
Yeah, but your objective secured.
Yeah, so we
can test that one here.
I'm not on any.
And I'm on these 2 over here. Right, let's add up some points. And so at the end of Orcs turn 5, you do get area denial. There are no enemy units within 12 inches of the centre. And you get no retreat, no surrender. And that gets you up to 40 points on your secondaries. And you maxed out the primaries. That gives you a 95-point game, despite having so few units left. Now, I'm going to get 15 points on the primaries, because I am on 5, 10 and more than you, which makes my score 40 points on the primaries. And I'm 40 on the secondaries already. Okay? So you got 95 points, but I'll get 40 on... I need 5 points on the secondaries to draw this game. So it's all about these cards here, because I can't get... You've won the primary battle. I've won the secondary battle. It just needs 5 more points. Extend battle lines, hold my home objective, and 1 in no man's land. Dum dum. Which the 1 soul Garrow planted on last turn. So you're 45 on the primaries, I'm 45 on the secondaries.
Yep.
You're 40 on the secondaries, I'm 45 on the secondaries. So this game is a draw. And some way, somehow, the 13th beat themselves beat their way back from behind again and again and again. And this is the way the world ends. But that was great fun. Firstborn Marines, first Orcs. It's all very OG. And just Marines versus Orcs is just such a fun game to play. The game feels a lot balanced when you play Marines versus Orcs. You know, when you play some other armies sometimes.
And the cards, they make it...
Yeah.
They bring balance as well, don't they?
They bring balance to the force.
Because we have to interact.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a little story here where you had to stay down this side. That was all driven by the cards.
Yeah.
You know, it's...
The cards tell the story, the dice tell the story. That's another thing I like to say. Is like when you get double ones when you're shooting at something, it's not, oh no, I rolled double
triple ones on ramming speed.
Yeah. What happened, that tells you a story. It's like, he pressed he jammed his foot on the brake instead of the accelerator. So let's go! Oh. Battle map from urbanmats.com. What else? Anything else?
Wow.
You remembered ramming speed.
I remembered ramming speed. It didn't work very well, but I remembered ramming speed.
Yes. That was that. Yes. Happy wargaming.